And we're back to HTML SVG. This time let us talk about paths. I'm going to show the basics. At first I've got an SVG parent, made it a little bit bigger than usual because I want to create a couple of paths. First one, I'll set its fill to none and give it a black stroke. The way to create a path is to use D, and then inside you place the positions of the points, and there are certain letters which indicate the meaning of this point. For example, M is move to, so we'll move to X 150 pixels and Y 0 inside of our canvas. L is line 2, so we go from our 150 0 to 75 200. And now we can see this line. As I've said, stroke is black. So here the X position for M can be adjusted like this. Second value is the Y position. It's inside of our SVG. Second, yet again, X and Y position. So first value, if I adjust it, now it's to the right of our first point on top. And you can move it further and further to the right with the first value, and further up and down with the second value, which is the Y value. You could see it as that. Let us add a third point. So again, I use L. I want to create a azimuth triangle. So L, I want to go to the right. So I'll have to adjust the X value. And I use 150 plus 75. So it's the same distance now from the center position on top. And the Y value, I'll keep it to 0. And now if I want to close it, you can see that I need to go back to 150, and for Y I need 0 again, and it's closed. But there's a different command that you can use, and this is the Z letter, which is going to close your shapes automatically no matter where you are. So let me add another point. L. Let me go to the right and a little bit up to 300, 150. And now if I add a Z, this is going to close the shape automatically. There are a couple of more commands or letters. Let me set the stroke to red in the second path. And for D, I'll start with M, so move to 80, and I want to be below the first shape, so I'll use 210. And then line 2, 80, same X position, and 250. So I've got this vertical line, but instead of using L for line 2, you can use the V command, which is for vertical line, and then add these values yet again. So no matter what you add here for the X value, it's going to be a vertical line. Keep in mind now, if you want to actually adjust it, you have to adjust both values. So for the first point, the Y value, and for the second point as well. Let me show you a horizontal line, and this time I'll make the stroke green. I'll start yet again with move to, 80 for X and 360 for Y, so I want to be below my red stroke. And then I move the line to 200, let's say, and 360. And I've made a typo. No, I've made a mistake here. Obviously it's not fill, it's stroke. So let me change this attribute, and now we can see it. And here again we can exchange the second point with an H, which is for horizontal line. And now you can adjust the value right here. By the way, you can also use lowercase. The difference is that it now switches from relative to absolute. Lowercase means relative and uppercase means absolute. Let us add another line. This time I make it blue and I want to have it curved. And you can use the Q command for that. And then you have to add 4 values. I'll go over them now. But let me get rid of the fill first. We only want to have a stroke. So here's our blue line. Let's check the values. So we move to 8560. This is the point on the left hand side. Once again, X and Y values. Q, if I set it now to absolute, it's going to exceed my parent canvas here. So let me stick to relative. The values for the second position is the top point of this curve right here. So now 350 is the X value for it. Now it's 150 and it's going to be back in the center. The minus 300, if I go down, you can see it flattens the curve. And if I go up, it's going to make this point go higher in the Y axis. And the final 2 values are for the last point, so the end point of the curve. And these are the basics of creating paths in HTML SVG. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.